This video was never supposed to be seen. Olivia was actually planning to delete it just a few seconds after posting it. It felt too ordinary, too random, too simple. But while she was hesitating, something happened that no one could have predicted or repeated. Within hours, millions of people around the world were watching that very video. A week later, reporters were trying to figure out how 1 minute of accidental footage had managed to bring complete strangers together. Olivia had never dreamed of becoming famous. She worked at a small library outside Boston and only made short videos for a handful of friends. Sometimes she filmed funny moments during her walks. Sometimes she shared easy recipes. Sometimes she simply talked about her day. Most of her videos barely reached a few dozen views, and she was perfectly happy with that. One evening, she was walking home after work when a heavy rainstorm rolled in. People hurried to find shelter while traffic crawled through the wet streets. Olivia pulled out her phone after noticing an elderly man struggling to close an old oversized umbrella. A strong gust of wind flipped it inside out, and a few seconds later, a boy around 10 years old ran over. Instead of walking past, he took off his jacket, covered the man from the rain, and helped him fold the broken umbrella. The whole moment lasted less than a minute. Nobody posed for the camera. Nobody even realized they were being filmed. When the man finally smiled, the boy simply waved goodbye and ran off. Olivia uploaded the video without expecting anything. She didn't even bother coming up with a catchy title. She wrote only one sentence. Sometimes kindness shows up exactly when no one expects it. Then she slipped her phone into her bag and decided she would delete the video the next morning. It seemed far too ordinary for anyone to care. The next morning, she woke up to non-stop notifications. At first, she thought her phone had glitched. Thousands of messages were flooding in. The view count was climbing so fast she could actually watch the numbers changing. By the time she finished making coffee, the video had already gained several million more views. People from every corner of the world were sharing it because each of them saw something different in that single minute. Some were reminded of their grandfathers. Others shared stories about strangers who had once helped them. Many admitted they had needed a reminder that simple kindness still existed. 2 days later, major news pages were talking about the video. A few days after that, reporters found the elderly man. His name was Henry. He admitted he had been going through one of the hardest periods of his life, and had convinced himself that nobody cared anymore. One small act of kindness from a complete stranger changed the way he looked at people. But the biggest surprise came a week later. A woman named Sarah left a comment. She watched the video several times before suddenly recognizing the little boy. It was her son, Ethan. He had never even mentioned the moment because to him it didn't seem important. When reporters asked Ethan why he had stopped to help, he simply shrugged. "I just saw someone standing in the rain. I thought anyone would have done the same." That single sentence spread across the internet almost as quickly as the video itself. Soon Olivia was being invited to interviews. Many people assumed she had staged the entire story to become famous. She quietly showed them the original recording. No editing. No script. No music. Just one accidental minute she had almost erased forever. From that day on, she stopped worrying about views. She realized something no algorithm could ever predict. No one knows which video will become viral. Sometimes perfectly produced content disappears without a trace. And sometimes the whole world pauses for one ordinary minute. Because someone simply chose to help another person in the rain. Maybe that's exactly why this video still keeps appearing in people's recommendations, reminding millions that the moments we remember the longest are usually the ones nobody planned.